Today in the United States, you can get up to 10 years for your first-time possession of marijuana. However, a 23-year-old man was sentenced only 4 years and 4 months for filming a sexual encounter with a 14-year-old girl. Crazy, right? We punish marijuana users and sellers harsher than the perverts who molest and abuse our children. So, what's the real reason marijuana is illegal? The government can argue all day about marijuana being a gateway drug to heroin, cocaine, but what about alcohol? Alcohol is one of the leading causes of abuse in the United States. With the prohibition law, it is regulated for those who are over a certain age. So why can't marijuana be the same? As stated in the San Francisco Chronicle, use, possession, sale, and harvesting of marijuana is illegal under federal law, even for medical use. But the U.S. Attorney General, Eric Holder, said in October that federal authorities would refrain from arresting or prosecuting people who are complying with their state's medical marijuana laws. So I ask you, if our U.S. Attorney General says that these people should not be arrested for the use of medical marijuana, then what is the real harm? What harm will and has marijuana done? We all need to take the action to defeat the laws against legalizing marijuana for recreational use. I will demonstrate this by first lighting a match on what the actual problem is. Second, rolling up the causes and effects that there are. And last, blazing up a solution. First, I will talk to you about the problem that exists now that marijuana is federally illegal. As you may already know, the United States has been for a long time struggling with the defeat of the drug war going on in our neighboring countries. Mexico being one of just a couple hours away makes it impossible for U.S. officials to stop the smuggling. Taken from the U.S. Today article on the drug war next door on page 08A, if fighting the problem were just a matter of giving money and assistance to Mexico's government, it would be manageable, but it is much worse and more difficult than that. Americans are not only threatened by this war, but they are also arguably its biggest cause. Most of the marijuana, cocaine, and methamphetamines and other illegal drugs consumed here are through Mexico. And without U.S. demand, there wouldn't be a fight. There would be nothing to fight about. So as much as the government tries to stop the import of marijuana, the chances are that it's not going to work. The demand is much higher than the need to stop it. And apparently, it's a lot safer to do so. Also taken from the U.S. Today, downtown gun battles, decapitations, assassinations, they have left more than 10,000 dead, including innocent bystanders. This would dominate our newscasts here in America. Instead, for Americans who live from the border, the fight seems just merely remote, just something that's happening down there, right? A reason to think twice about taking your next spring break trip to Cancun or Acapulco. Another problem is that we have a lot of sick people who can benefit greatly from the legalization of marijuana. The problem is that doctors prescribing the marijuana to their patients for marijuana is still illegal under federal law. People run the risk of being arrested for simply trying to feel better from their terminal illnesses. If marijuana is the only drug that is working for pain, nausea, vomiting, AIDS-related appetite loss, short-term glaucoma treatment, why is it that the government can take it away? Don't we have rights? Without even having to worry about going to jail or getting sentenced 10 years for just possession for trying to cure your or even sustain your illness. Here I have what the actual marijuana is presented as. Like they give you like a medical bottle, prescription, and they're rolled up into little, I don't know what they call them, joints. Hey, at least it's not crack, right? And then here I have the cost of the drug war versus the cost of drug use. As you can see, the cost of the drug war cost is a lot higher than just the actual drug cost use. Thirdly, almost everyone has experienced in one way or another the hardships of the economy. People are losing jobs, homes, cars are being repossessed, and families breaking up over lack of financial stability. Everyone in here knows at least one person or a friend, or maybe even family members, has suffered either one or maybe all three or both of these problems. Finding a job right now is one of the toughest things that we can deal with. And I'm sure that everyone in here can contest to that, right? Now that I have blown out the match to the problems that exist, I'm going to roll up the causes and effects of marijuana being federally illegal. Who benefits from marijuana use? You do. The USA Today, November 17, 2009, page 11. Angel Ratch, very ill. She's subject to severe, debilitating pain from an inoperable brain tumor and more than a dozen other ailments, including a chronic wasting condition. Without effective medication, she can't walk, play with their children, or sleep. Ratch and her physician say they tried dozens of prescription medicines without success before turning to marijuana in various forms. Diane Monson, another California woman who suffers from chronic back trouble and painful muscle spasms, is part of the same case. 2 years ago, federal agents seized from Manson's house a cannabis plant she was growing for her own medical use. Today we have so many people who suffer from all kinds of illnesses and feel hopeless because the drug that actually gives them any kind of relief is federally illegal. It is an ongoing battle that we should not have to fight. Now that these people aren't just jumping into weed to get their everyday high. Like the story I shared with you before about the two mothers who tried everything and found no relief, marijuana is their cure. It is their only way to live normal lives for themselves, their family, and their children. So far, I have blown out and rolled up the problems and causes of marijuana being federally illegal. Lastly, I will explain how the legalization of marijuana can benefit me, you, your family, friends, and everyone surrounding you by blazing up a solution. In order for these problems to cease, marijuana needs to be legalized. In 1976, the Netherlands adopted a formal policy of non-enforcement for violations involving the possession and sale of up to 30 grams of marijuana. The policy is referred to as depenalization, from the Journal of Alcohol and Drug Education, from page 51-4. The Netherlands enforces a relaxed way to deal with the drugs in their country. The sale of marijuana, of course, is regulated and sold in coffee shops and in many different varieties. I have lit a match to the problems, rolled up the causes and effects, and lastly blazed in your brain the obvious solution towards legalizing marijuana. Maybe you're thinking, what does this have to even do with me? Well, I say to you that one day you're going to get sick, you're going to lose your job, and one of your friends or family members are going to be struggling with one or even both. You don't have to look back. I don't want you guys to look back and say, well, I could have made a change and I didn't. So when you guys see like the little booths down voting for legalized marijuana, go ahead and put your name on the list. Everyone else will benefit from it, including you. Thank you.